With snooker at 11:50, these are highlights of Saturday night on ITV.
It's tonight's highlight next. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the film Superman 2.
Super Switch old for new at Neeb now and save pounds in Neeb's great Super Switch sale.
A new force is heading your way. They bring with them precious cargo. Star Wars yogurts with out-of-this-world characters like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Yoda, 8 in all. Everybody's after them. Will they get through? Yes, Star Wars yogurts have landed. Star Wars yogurts. There's nothing on Earth like them.
Whenever you feel empty, the hunger pangs appear. They crawl around your tummy, and a rumble's all you hear. So what's it take to fill you up and help you start the day? You make it neat, wait, mate. There's no better way to keep the pangs at bay. The Weetabix, if you know what's good for you. Okay?
No colour meant more to Van Gogh than yellow. It always featured in his paintings. It's only one source of inspiration the great artist describes to complete the picture of the man and his work. Part 1 tells Constable's life story, explains his techniques, and beautifully reproduces many of his best-known paintings, and some more surprising ones. Each issue concentrates on a different artist to form a library covering the major periods in art. The great artists will paint the picture for you.
To the Danes, it must appear that those clever clogs, the Swedes, have everything. Probably one of the sturdiest cars in the world. Probably the most successful pop group. And probably the greatest tennis player. Still, the Danes don't seem too upset. I wonder why. Carlsberg, probably the best lager in the world.
There's only one coffee called Nescafe Gold Blend. Every precious gold bean helps create a special blend that tastes so rich, so pure, so smooth. It can be no surprise that only Nescafe make a coffee called Gold Blend.
That's the richness I like. The taste that could only be Nescafe Gold Blend.
Nescafe Gold Blend.
I had a dozen red roses from Interflora from my boyfriend.
I think it's a romantic thing to do, to send flowers.
No, I'd send her flowers purely just to thank her for being such a super mum.
They had a mixture of beautiful flowers from Interflora.
It's an ego boost, really, isn't it?
Interflora were the first people I think you remember when you want to send flowers.
It was lovely to sort of turn around and all of a sudden these flowers were there. Made the day really special.
Now the late regional news. Good evening. Thousands of people in the northeast have no home, according to Shelter, the national campaign for the homeless. It pinpoints Tyne and Wear as the worst area, where almost 14,700 people are without homes and little prospect of any improvement. Shelter warns that shanty towns could soon spring up. Medical experts are investigating the cause of a mystery virus which has crippled Harrogate's district hospital. All but emergency admissions have been halted because of the virus, and routine surgery has been stopped. 54 patients and staff have been affected at the 200-bed hospital. The symptoms are vomiting and diarrhoea. Food poisoning has been ruled out. A warning has been issued to anglers and water sports enthusiasts after a Cleveland man caught a potentially fatal disease from one of the region's lakes. The man contracted Weil's disease after accidentally falling into Hemlington Lake in Middlesbrough. The illness is spread by rats. A piece of radioactive graphite was dropped in an incident at Hartlepool Nuclear Power Station. The Central Electricity Generating Board says it happened as the material was being moved around the reactor building. A contamination barrier was set up before the graphite was removed and the floor cleaned. The CEGB says no one was affected. Thousands of items from the Pan Am jet which crashed on Lockerbie have been collected at Hexham Police Station for examination and processing. Hundreds of bags full of material from the jet were found strewn over Kielder Forest and the Northumbrian Hills. They'll be passed on to crash investigators. Concern is growing for the safety of a 71-year-old Tyneside man who's been missing from home for 11 days. James Coyle from Fell Close in Bertley was last seen on December the 19th walking to his allotment. He's 5 feet 5 inches tall and was wearing a blue jacket and blue trousers. Newcastle's Freeman Hospital is to be given extra government money for heart transplants. It'll receive a large percentage of an extra £2.25 million being paid to Britain's leading heart transplant centres. Glasnost came to Gateshead when a Tyneside electrician married a Russian nurse at the town's register office. Alan Noble of Glenwood Gardens met Nadia Petrovna while on holiday in Moscow 17 months ago. The couple fell in love and Nadia was allowed to leave her homeland to marry Alan. Football and Sunderland manager Dennis Smith has smashed the club's transfer record. He's bought Hull City goalkeeper Tony Norman in a package deal worth £500,000. Sunderland keeper Ian Hesford and striker Billy Whitehurst were exchanged for the 30-year-old Welsh international. Norman has signed a 4.5-year contract. Well, that's the news. We take a look now at the weather forecast for the region. Tonight staying mild and dry in all parts, but it will become rather misty in the Vale of York, with a few fog patches later. Temperatures in the region won't fall below about 7 degrees Celsius, 45 Fahrenheit, except in the Vale of York, where they may edge down to 5 degrees Celsius, 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's the weather forecast for the Tyne Tees region. Our movie premiere, Gremlins, continues in a few moments after the break.
This is the best bit. I think we'll take a break.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
What do you think? You can't sing, you can't play, you look awful. You'll go a long way. All right!
Every Christmas, Guardian Royal Exchange will give you a present. Extra cover for your personal possessions in December and January, free of charge, with our select household policy. Because the visitors you get at Christmas aren't always welcome. Guardian Royal Exchange. It's our policy to improve your policy.
Here's some important news for knitters. Today saw the start of a brilliant new collection of knitting patterns called Creative Knitting. Published in weekly parts, you get at least 7 patterns every week, some of them using the most exciting wools and yarns. There are lots of helpful hints, and the patterns are so clearly explained that even I can follow them. Creative Knitting is on sale now at newsagents. And here's some more good news. This lovely binder is free with part 1.
Happiness is a cigar called Hamlet, the mild cigar.